lovely chat. How art thou on this fine eve?
Nervous.
Yeah. I hear you. Chat, do you have any questions for our awesome players? I'm going to be fixing names and such, so if you have any questions, fire away.
Steph, I didn't know if you saw, but Demi liked your skull that you added for the recap.
Oh, Denise, yeah. Great, thank you. It's sitting right over here. It's my golden skull that I got from Target for $5. So
Nice.
it was the real winner.
Not good. I stress ate yesterday. Bought this mug today, and a few other things I did not need.
Oh, okay. Fun.
Yeah.
Kilted Viking, welcome. I think I haven't seen your name. If you have.
Oh yeah, Kilted Viking's been around a bit.
Well, this is the first time I've seen their name, so.
Oh really? Oh, okay. Neat. Yeah, they've been around a hot minute. I think we'll leave Blueberry in that spot.
Hey, Blueberry. I have tea. I have like sugar cookies with kisses in the middle of them.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I this chibi Harry Potter mug.
It's adorable. It goes with your sweater wonderfully.
Yeah, it's my Hufflepuff sweater, and literally, I bought a Harry Potter makeup kit, a Hufflepuff inspired makeup kit. And it keeps me out. Let me get the box.
Snaps.
In the box.
Snaps.
It's the only way to applaud.
So, yeah, this. It's yeah, it came with this.
Yes.
This eyeshadow this highlighter.
Nice.
This liquid gel. And yeah. It's fine. Work. The brush is the quill.
Wow.
And then, boom. It's an inspired quill.
I love it.
And then you pop the brush back in.
I just want that. Like, I'll just take that. Thanks.
As a weapon.
Waterfall Ulta. And then this tinted lip balm, which I'm getting all over.
Okay.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah.
I do not have, and nor do I think I could craft an opening scene that would befit everything going on. So instead, you get me putting on chapstick. You're welcome. That'll definitely prep us.
Wow.
For this week. See, it's chilly outside. Yeah. And everyone needs chapstick because it's January weather in game.
True.
So,
Oklahoma weather.
Last session, oh my goodness, a lot going on. Ultimately, we found a couple of our friends escaping the city just a little bit too late. The rune that was 10 years in the making, intended to resonate 3 times to ensure as much of whatever Mal's plan was as possible, went off consecutively 3 times. And thankfully, Blueberry's amazing planning almost saving the day with the coins. It was such a wonderful, kind gesture when Blueberry did that, and it did bring them back for a moment. Thankfully, allowing Rain just enough time to fire off one last message with her raven that flies through and out of the cave as the other 3 collapse dead. Davania staying behind out in the forest to keep an eye out for the last couple of people before porting back to the keep. The others sensing the urgency and making headway, making sure that everyone else was on their way and that they knew, use the first door you get to, go to the keep, do something, get safe before heading to the keep themselves. With that, I'm actually going to jump us in a scene in the tunnel to start. Okay. Um, here in the darkness of this cave, amidst all the tree roots below the park in the city that weave in and out of this secret tunnel, are three individuals, Wixlee, Rain, and Aeronwen, dying 3 times over. Wixlee draws her hand into a fist as she tries to push herself up off the ground. Dirt and dust falling off her from the fall she took. Unbeknownst to her, Mal, as part of his planning, put certain protections in place to make sure that his daughters and Leverage would not suffer the fate of the citizens of the city, should they be here in the city when it went off. Confused, befuddled, with a heavy fog in her mind, she draws herself up to a kneeling position and sees beside her her 2 new friends fallen. And in this state of confusion, knowing only that she has to do what she can for her friends, she begins carrying Rain and Aeronwen, one and then the other, as they're just too heavy to hoist at the same time. But in stints through the tunnel, 25-30 feet at a time, she, as carefully as she can, lifts a body up over her back and shoulders and carries it as far as she can, resting it, going back for the other, back and forth through this knotted area with roots, and then through the area that she is particularly frightful of, with a number of undead spirits that are just scary and ornery. None of it phasing her. She has a singular focus to help her friends, not quite registering what's happened to all of them and the state that her 2 friends are in. Finally, after some time, she manages to step free of the cave and into the fresh forest air, where she sets down, Rain up against a tree, Aeronwen up against the same tree off to the side, props them up comfortably. Not that it particularly matters to them, but... And while this is happening, elsewhere in the forest, not too far away, a raven flies. The raven that Rain let escape after the first wave of death. Okay. Davania, you see, whether or not you recognize this as a familiar raven, I'm not sure, but I think you've seen her raven, and it does have a bit of an ethereal feel to it, at least that trails behind it as it flies. It flies up, wings spread as it lands carefully on a branch, just 15 feet away from you or so. In your mind, you hear, in Rain's voice from the raven, a simple message. Wixlee, helping us leave the tunnel. We were all escaping. A terrifying wave of something is killing us all. Blueberry's coin should save us. When we'll continue out of tunnel, we'll need help and healing. This is, of course, the message that she sent, thinking that she would be brought back. Flown out to you, and the raven, like shadow, collapsing and turning into dust and being taken away by the wind, disappears. But you know that somewhere near-ish by, your friends are trying to escape this tunnel and they may be injured. What would you like to do? Oh, you might be muted. Oh, sorry if that's gone. Right, my bad. Take your time.
Davania would look at the raven and say she'll say this out loud of can you take me to them? Because she's unsure of how that works, whether it's a mental thing or a verbal thing, so she's just saying it out loud. So she hasn't really actually interacted with the bird.
Okay. As you say that, you see this raven, almost as though shadows collapsing on itself, turn almost to a dust and be carried away by the wind. But instead of just floating into the sky, it seems to be drifting through and around through the forest in the direction from which it came.
She's going to follow it, keeping an eye still on like the road and outside of the city and everything, but she'll follow.
Oh, okay. You keep a careful eye on the road as best you can. You are taken away from the road, deeper into the woods, maybe just by 10 minutes of a fast-paced walk. Oh, hey, Beth, yay! Hey. Shame on me, I guessed wrong. I guessed that Sam would pop in before. I will adjust those name things.
Sorry.
You're fine, let's see, this one is not Blueberry, but Aeronwen. And it should bring us back to this, and then I'll get the right number of video thingamabobbers. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Exciting. Okay, so you follow then, Davania. Yes, again, it takes you sort of away from the woods and the city, away from the street, the road, and the city, and further into the woods. You don't see anything happening in the roads in that time before you're unable to see it any further. But you do follow this trail of smoky dust almost that finds its way all the way around some fallen trees and a bit of a rise in the ground where as you round the corner and it circles around a little bit over 3 figures and then disappears into nothingness. You see Wixlee, if you recognize her anyway, leaning over and doing their best to safely, this is just as she's setting down Rain next to Aeronwen and trying to prop them up and pull out some of her own gear to continue on. You come across that scene. She doesn't seem to notice you yet.
She's gonna pause for a second and she'll move closer and I'm not trying to startle you. Hey, Wixlee.
Oh. Hi. Your friends. They
What happened?
It was something terrible. I still don't know. I thought I died. I thought we all did. And then I was awake, and they weren't awake. I've carried them out of the tunnel as best I can. I thought I'd bring them back to the city and see if someone can care for them. Can you help me? Can you carry one?
Yes, but we need to get away from here now. And she'll actually kneel down next to Aeronwen and attempt to pick up her body and carry it. Like this, not like throw her over her shoulder.
Nice.
Like carrying her like in her arms. So
sweet.
You grab Rain. We need to leave now.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. She hoists up Rain in the same like a princess carry. I'll do my best. Where are we going? Yeah, they were talking about a place that they wanted us to go, but I don't know where it is. They said we were going to leave the city.
I'm gonna ask you a question. And I need to know the answer now before we leave. Are you with us or are you against us? Because if you're going with your father, then you need to stay.
I'm with you. I'm definitely not against you.
Okay. We need to move. And she'll start moving a bit further away from the tunnel and the city and the tree that they were, and further into some woods. And then she'll start she'll actually lay Aeronwen down, but she'll start drawing a circle as best as she can on the ground around Aeronwen, and put her body right here.
Okay. Lowers rain down.
And we've got to get out of here. There's a safe place that I know. Okay.
I trust you.
But I need you hold hands. Okay, I'll take.
Okay.
We gotta join everybody together. Okay.
He holds Rain's hand and reaches out for yours.
As we do that, she'll start casting as soon as she'll make sure that Aeronwen's hand and Rain's hand are touching as well.
Okay.
And so forth, like kind of crossing them and everything, and as best she can. Okay. And start casting and thinking about the keep and everything.
So you see reality fold and bend in on itself, and then snap back. Now seeing the teleportation circle in the keep. Back at the keep, was anyone still in that teleportation circle room? This would probably be like 30 minutes later. Okay.
Probably not. I would, Mort's at the bar.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. So, Davania, currently, let's see. Actually, with that, I'm going to jump over to everyone that's been at the keep so we can cover that time. All right. And now, of course, Mort is down in the bar. Everyone is sort of head out to their own spots in here. There is... Let me see if I still have this picture up. I don't. I'm going to grab this picture real quick, because there is in one of the rooms... actually, can everyone just make a perception check here in the keep as you've returned? All right, which one?
Perception.
Oh, jeez Louise.
13.
Let me... flat.
Okay.
Okay.
Power.
Okay.
That is a 27 for Oren.
Okay.
That'll work, I think.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Emil and Oren both definitely notice at one point you're keen. You've picked up all the skills needed to just tell when a presence is about. But sitting very quietly in the upper floor in the bedroom with the blue carpet in it, at the writing desk, you'll hear some scribbles, maybe a little tap of a foot on the floor that you do pick up, in case you wanted to go investigate in that room.
Yeah, well... Actually not sure Aaron would without someone else going first.
Emil definitely will. Where's the keep blueprints? The blue room, that's... I was going to say, was that not the room that we assigned to Mort and Emil at one point?
I'm going to take a look. I think so. I actually have that written down, and I keep it in every document. Let's see. Ironstone, folding boat, nope, estate. The keep, red carpet, Mort, bottom bunk. I do not have Emil's.
So who's in the blue room?
Let's see, who is in the blue room? Felix and Galathor, blue carpet room.
Who are those people?
I don't know anymore. Oh, there's horses here. Pongo and Perdita.
Wait, in the what?
In the bedrooms?
There's
What's that
apparently a
horse doing?
stable
Wow.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Felix and
there's.
Galator have some explaining to do.
Yeah. What's going on here? Yeah.
What's all this natural byproduct doing here?
Yeah, oh my gosh. All right. Yeah.
They're not actual horses. They're fey horses.
Okay. Oh, that's amazing. All right, let me actually maybe I can share. Let's see if I can move this out. Sorry viewers. I'm going to quickly just see if I can get yeah, I'll fix that. Anyway,
So,
yeah.
in the meantime, Emil is happy to lead, but given the last being that broke into our keep unexpectedly was nearly killed Felix, we'll do daggers out and we'll kind of silently gesture and try and sneak up on the room. And
Yeah, Arn will
What's up?
follow.
Okay.
I think they were rolling dice anyways or something before.
All right, the two of you head up, and within this room, here we go. You find a young woman. Now, I guess she'd be 18 and change. Scruffy, moderately short hair, red hair. Turn around. I don't think she's gonna turn. Emil, and you recognize her as Nala. She turns and looks. Oh, wasn't sure it was you.
well, the last person that broke into our keep unexpectedly almost killed the residents, so wasn't sure it was you.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Welcome.
There's
Thank you.
another one living here? Yes, Emil. How many people live here again?
Nala.
Hi.
Emil's gonna have some fun with this. So I guess you got by the tree ant guards this time, Nala.
She blushes a little. I suppose that having permission to makes a bit of a difference with them. Right, I came in with my head above my feet this time.
Well, Oren, this is Nala. Nala is an apprentice of Sterling Sam and an old friend of ours. This is Oren. This is Kaelin's brother.
I can't say I see the resemblance, but it's a pleasure.
Arn will kind of chuckle and extend a hand for Nala to shake.
She gives a good hearty handshake at hers.
Firm grip?
Thank you.
Just because Emil is Emil, was there any kind of a pickpocket attempt by Nala there? We do know she's a former street thief.
I'm gonna say.
I mean, Arn has a really high
Well,
passive
I
perception.
know, but that's what I'm up to here. I know that too.
After the last time when she was teasing, I think it was Aeronwen, about it, and she had a talking to. She's not. This time she's not. She's.
Emil would have looked good.
Sure.
Yeah, you can see her looking at, like, you know, she knows. She's like, no, I'm behaving. I'm sorry. Right, as well. Oren. I don't rightly live here, or anything. I sort of work out of here sometimes.
You're a welcome guest.
I appreciate it.
Hope we're not disturbing your work.
No, actually, I could use a breather. I was just writing up a report for, and she looks at Emil like, is it okay to say Sterling, like, for my...
I think Emil just mentioned that.
Yeah, he
Nala
just
was
said
Sterling
that.
Sam's apprentice.
Oh, right, that's right, okay. Sorry, Dan missed that big time. Right, for Sterling Sam. She, have to be timely. No, she doesn't like it if I'm running late, but found some interesting stuff in Sampora, and just writing up. But perhaps we can, if you're back, I'd love to hear how you're all doing and what you've been up to, and get caught up.
Waiting on a couple of friends to get back from where we transported from. So
Could probably use to pick your brain if you know anything about city in Southern Cali called Miranda. But please go on downstairs.
Right. Hi. She'll follow you two downstairs. I imagine, Garrick. Oh, wait a second. You're not Mort. You're Rain. Let me fix that nameplate. Everyone else in the keep will see or hear at one point. Nala coming down with the other two, in case you want to join.
Where are they headed? Nala and Emil and
Emil,
Morning.
where would you like them? Where would you like to lead?
I think most of our gatherings at up kitchen tables, so let's go there, or whatever the big table is. We seem to always end up at.
Yeah,
kitchen.
I would see that going on, so I would probably join them in the kitchen.
Likewise.
Okay. All right. Who does that leave? Rain and Aeronwen are being teleported with Davania. So Blueberry, I think that you're here at the keep. I think so.
Yeah.
Would you like to join them, perchance?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and you've got your little bed in the kitchen. Your comfy little doggy bed that whomever made. I can't remember now. Was it Felix? No, Felix made the... Man, I've got to go back and watch that. Someone made it for you. Okay, so you all, one at a time here, find your way into the kitchen. Trusty old kitchen table. There's other chairs set up around the kitchen for those that just want to be a viewer in this. And, there we go. Sorry, name tags complete. Neato completo. Whew. Okay, thank you. I will check that Zoom then. So let's see. Okay. Oh. Just send that message. All right. And so, let me switch back over to our RP view, right? We're going to be RPing here a bit. Nala pulls up a seat, and you see her kind of go into one of the storage areas and pull out some moderately crudely made. They're sort of like cinnamon buns, or they were, earlier today, maybe. They didn't come out quite as well. There's some of these left over. If any of you, I tried to make some earlier. It's Felix's recipe, but unfortunately, I haven't done it justice at all.
they look tasty.
A very generous assessment. Thank you. She'll fill it up and kind of.
Arn will politely get one and just kind of hold it in his hand, not really take a bite yet.
Oh, awesome. Right. So, well, last time I was talking to Sterling Sam, she did mention that there was something going on at that city. She had me asking about in Zambora about it, but there wasn't too much to be found. It's all, I guess, fairly new or something. It's strange. Definitely interesting.
Definitely strange and interesting. We'll have to get you and Sam filled in because there's something big going on there for sure.
Oh, but you know what? It sounded like there was. She doesn't always tell me everything, just what I need to know, what I need to do. But I could tell that something was bothering her about it. So maybe she's heard something of that. Oh, all right. Well. And she'll sort of get you caught up on things that she's been up to that she can share. She's been doing more of the apprenticeship and whatnot. Things going on in Zambor, nothing too big. She actually hasn't had much luck in finding anything, juicy that Sterling Sam would be interested in, and Sterling Sam's been giving her a hard time about it. You catch her up on anything that you wish to. But you will. I guess there's no way. Anyone that's proficient in Arcana, go ahead and make an Arcana check if you would, because that teleportation circle is a big boom.
17.
Nice. Oh, I heard. Okay. Mort and Emil, you feel the magical.
Wizard. I'm a wizard.
Like, that's so cool. Yeah, I like the. I know who uses the tower. I heard the tower ping. That's so awesome. The two of you can feel the massive energy from that teleportation circle go off. Someone has used the teleportation circle, whether leaving or arriving. Probably arriving, you imagine.
Okay.
I think Emil probably been on edge all day, so having already kind of overreacted to Nala's, let's overreact and say, incoming, someone just teleported in.
Okay, Mort will sense the same thing and sort of see that Emil sensed it and be like, wow, that's surprising. And sort of give him a nod like,
Nice.
Where
I am a wizard, you know.
Normally Eckert does that sort of thing. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
Let's see let's go check out what's going on at the teleportation circle. Let's go.
Draw daggers and go.
Okay.
Mort doesn't draw a dagger.
Nice. Surprise! Yeah. Who's the frog and who's the wizard? Yeah.
Mort draws a fork.
That's awesome.
Are we all going or just the two of them?
Oh yeah. Who else would like to go?
Oh well, I guess did you say anything or?
Okay.
Yeah, well, I said incoming at least, so.
And I'll just, say there's activity at the teleportation circle. I sensed it.
Looks like they're here.
Let's go get them back.
All right. I will accompany.
Okay.
Nice scurry.
All right. You all head down, down through the tunnel, back up the stairs, and into that space where the teleportation circle is. And there's the soft blue lights of the arcane, ever-burning flames illuminating the center with the pillars around the edge that block, create shadow that casts over. There's a grouping of people in the center of the room. You see Davania kneel down between Rain and Aeronwen, laid on their backs, unconscious on the ground, and Wixlee in tow, just beside and behind Davania. Wixlee's startled as she sees you enter.
How does Davania look?
She is holding both of them, one in each arm, as she's kneeled and is just sobbing as everybody enters.
Mort will rush up and I guess I don't know, the classic, you don't know what to do, what you want to do. So it's like you just, do I check? I'm not, proficient in medicine. I'm just, what happened?
You could do a medical check if you want. If
Sure.
you're like, kind of feeling for a pulse, but not really sure. Yeah.
16.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely adequate. No pulse, no breathing.
Mort will start to panic. What happened? What?
I Wixlee takes a step or two back. I don't know what happened to us. I thought I died. There was just this huge oppressive wave of something that just drained everything out of me, and I think them when we all collapsed. But I awoke after, and I saw them like this. And so I carried them one at a time, one after another, back and forth until I got out of the tunnel. And then your friend here came and brought us further to safety and said this would be a safe place. And I don't know what they need, but we have to help them. We have to help them.
Aaron's going to kneel close, probably giving like a 10-foot distance in between him and Davania. Just kind of kneel looking at her. What do you need? Do you need anything?
She'll look up and we need to bring them back.
Emil will cast Gentle Repose on both of them.
Okay, nice. You see this, everything's sort of become kind of suspended in their features.
Mortal unfurl the magic carpet and ask Emil to help him. We'll gently place them on the carpet so we can get them back into the rest of the way without having to carry them. Just to ease getting them to the keep proper, I should say.
Emil's strength is 9 and you're a gnome, but sure, we'll do that.
We'll manage. We'll manage.
Just the mom lifting the school bus, yeah. See them?
I have more strength than Emil.
Oh, that's awesome. Mort's got some guns under his robes. Yeah. What can I? How can I help? What can I do?
We need a cleric, I guess.
Let's get them. We'll take them back to the bar area, which has got a big wide floor. We'll just get that set up. See what we can do.
Chapel might work too.
Ooh, that's a better idea. Let's do the chapel.
Nala's gonna talk to Wixlee a little bit, and I won't role play that with myself, but she's gonna see if she can get a little more of an idea of what that seemed like or felt like, this life draining thing from Wixlee. And with that, I'm gonna have Nala also do a quick check. She's gonna ask Emil to help her check for a thing or two. As she's been working on understanding resurrection, and it's one of Sterling Sam's lessons for her. So, Emil, if you wouldn't mind doing a roll with advantage, because you're going to have a little bit of time here, and I'll have Nala do a straight roll for, let's see, it can either be medical. In fact, I'll have Nala do the medical, and if you can do Arcana, since you're proficient. Oh, natural 20. Nice, I love that. Oops. All right, let me go check. Okay. So you can tell that this seems to be one of those, not your typical death by any number of means, but something that is a little bit more difficult to undo. Nala shares with you and whomever else is there as you've moved these bodies down to the I think the prayer room. All right. This the other day I was out here and I was told to map out, sort of explore the whole area and understand better what there is about your property. There's 500 acres here and there's so much abundance in life because of the land. I found a set of plants that your dryad protector friend Azalea, she said that this is that they were extra. They'll help us. That they're for special cases when resurrection's difficult. We can add that into the ritual, and it'll help matters out. I can get it myself, but we need a lot. I don't know if anyone would be willing to go with me. And
Mortal volunteer to go.
Mortar, thank you.
I'll go as well.
Oh, Blueberry, thank you so much. All right. Well, I know there's a lot to prepare here. We'll be back as quick as we can, with as much as we can carry. She'll once Mort and Blueberry feel ready, she'll head out, and I'll let you three begin heading out there. Everyone else that's in here, what would you like to do? Set up for the ritual, or?
Yeah.
What do we know about the ritual?
I think, given your clerical side, somewhere, maybe in that book that you ended up getting. Yeah. You would know some of the basics. You know that the ritual itself is fairly straightforward. It's just that, actually, does anyone have an actual spell for
For what?
for resurrection?
No.
Just rain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
Well, technically speaking,
Mort has everything.
Yeah, so someone has a wish spell.
I can, with wish, you can cast any spell 8th level or lower. Any spell, and do not have to have the requirements.
Oh, okay. I love this. All right.
Do it.
So,
Forgot
yeah.
about that.
Think of, well, actually, that one doesn't have a lot of, that one's pretty straightforward. If it's a spell, that's not one of the things that you need to word carefully. That's,
No, that's an automatic. Yeah. That's
okay.
just- yeah.
Excellent. So, maybe you leave instructions as to what needs to be set up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mort coming in clutch. Super clutch. Kind of gives everyone instructions on what components
And I'll
you need.
let them know that that's my plan. That so they don't sort of fall into a panic that nobody can. We have some hope.
Nice.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. While here in the land of the living, all this goes on. On the flip side of things, we will visit Aeronwen first. Aeronwen, the last thing you saw was everything go black for that second time. Slowly, a light in the distance, ding, lights up, a little tiny dot. Then another. You are on a flat surface. You feel yourself supported, but it's just darkness, just like everything else, except for these singular lights that then begin appearing in other areas, faster and faster and in larger groups, as a galaxy worth of stars spreads in a dome-like shape up before you and above you. You feel almost a warmth from the stars. An energy that pulses with their lights. You're currently prone, but what would you like to do?
She's just gonna look around and just I guess this is it then. That's it.
Okay. Some time passes. A lot of time passes. You stay there.
She'll just like lay on the floor and just kind of watch the stars. Just okay. Sure, just like idly looking for constellations. Figuring like, oh, I can't feel anything except the last thing I remember was a big old batch of pain, so I think I'm dead. She's just like, okay. Well, I guess this is the afterlife, so cool. Dang it.
It's peaceful, very solitary. But again, you do feel a little bit of a distant presence with the stars. And after what feels like quite a while, you hear a clip and a clop of a horse sound, a slow walking horse approaching. And you feel their little muzzle kind of nudge aside of your head as you're laying down. And it's your Pegasus. Trying to kind of bite your clothing to pull you up.
I don't think you can take me back, but okay, I'll come with you, sure.
As you stand up, your Pegasus kneels down on the front leg to let you climb up if you wish.
I'll get on.
Okay. And you walk for a while. And again, you're passing through darkness with the stars up above. But at one point, they're in the direction you're walking, on what you assume to be the horizon. The darkness of the sky area, what would be sky, begins to lighten a little bit, and you're starting to see a separation from this flat blackness of ground and the sky in the distance. As you get closer and closer, you start seeing silhouettes on the horizon of trees, and in the brightness of what's becoming a sky, you see some clouds, wispy clouds, and some other colors start to form as you continue to approach. Again, taking a while, but another 10 or 15 minutes goes by, and you're starting to see some of those purples and other hues that you see early in a sunrise. And some of the stars start to obscure a little bit, but up above you and behind you, they're still shining bright. If you turn and look behind you, all black, all dark except the stars. And your Pegasus continues to move forward. It bumps its speed up to a trot and then a gallop, and is now moving at a decent speed towards this sunrise of sorts. You find, again, the closer next 30 minutes, hour, things become more vivid, more real. You're now on a large grassy plain, and some trees in the distance along the edge of a forest in either direction, and the sun now beginning to rise up over the horizon. You approach the end of these plains, which is a huge rocky shoreline. You're standing at the peak of a fairly sheer cliff down to a beach below, an ocean spread before you with the sun dancing on the waves in the distance. And your Pegasus comes to a stop and kind of shuffles its head back as though looking for something from you.
We're supposed to keep going?
Pegasus sort of in place. It trots to turn around and and faces once again all the darkness behind with the comforting stars, and then back around again towards the ocean and the sunrise, and flaps its wings a time or two to get to stretch them out.
Yeah, let's fly.
Digs down its front, leaps off, and you kind of have to take a second and grab onto the mane as the wings spread out some 15 feet on either side, and you start flying up and forward towards the sun, towards the water, and embracing this warmth of the light. And so it continues for some time longer. You're now over the ocean, but rising. The ocean is meets your senses. The smell, the sights. It's has this awe-inspiring aspect to it, and its grandness and beauty. And even that at one point becomes a bit of a backdrop as you are continuing to fly higher up through the clouds, dancing through the clouds, up above the top of the clouds, where the Pegasus is almost running on the top of the clouds with its flight. And you continue on for a while longer and find that as the clouds dissipate, you are so high above that you can see the spherical nature of Astralanor down below you. And you see what appears to be one singular wispy set of clouds that spirals down in a nice, soft, large arc back down to Astralanor. And then you see what looks like a sprinkling of fairy dust almost spiraling up into the heavens, into the vastness of a galaxy, as though a little road of stars has formed before you. And I'm going to pause you there as you're in this moment. Rain, on your side of the flippity-floppity, as it's known here, you, again, last thing you saw was pitch blackness. That is it. And out of that darkness, suddenly, a deep purplish blue flames ignite from small little pyres. And it illuminates the foyer to this huge room, one you're familiar with. You see rows and rows of seating leading up to a grand stage at the front. This is where you accepted the Raven Queen's gift and decided to accept becoming a Shadar-kai and serving the Raven Queen. There's nothing behind you, but forward is sort of the pulpit area where the Raven Queen was. There is a large curtain draped across the center of the stage, as it's not being used currently. What would you like to do?
Rain's just gonna stand there and just see if anything happens.
The fire's alight now, just dancing across, send light dancing across this area. But you're still at the back of the room. Nothing going on back here, it would seem.
Okay, I'm gonna walk forward.
Okay, you walk forward, and as you pass down this center hallway, in ghostly form, almost as though it is a memory, which is very much how the Raven Queen communicates and operates, you see the many Shadar-kai from generations before that had been standing in these rows when you accepted this gift, sort of spring to life in a ghostly manner as you pass, and then as you continue to pass, they fade out behind you. Are you heading all the way through, or are you stopping at any point as they, it's the rousing applause they were giving you when you accepted the gift?
I'm just gonna see them and then continue to walk forward.
Okay. I imagine a number of things may dance across your mind. This very moment when you were here before accepting this gift, what has become of it and what you've been able to do since then. You continue walking up towards the grand stage, and as you near it, the curtain draws open. And standing up there is a robed figure, and within the cowl area there is just a small opening, mostly darkness, but again you see a few broken pieces of mirror in there that seem to together form little bits and pieces of about half of the Raven Queen's face.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up one of the shards. Question mark?
Well, these are like in her cowl.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
Yoink, yeah.
Instead of that, I'm just gonna kneel and just look.
Okay. Very infrequently, maybe once in your time there, you spent quite a few years there. Have you heard the Raven Queen actually speak? Almost all of her communication is done through imparting memories, often of other individuals. But in this moment, the Raven Queen does in fact speak to you softly. My child, are you weary? And she seems to wait to see if you reply.
Rain's just gonna ponder. We'll just, before Rain makes a decision. This is just the DM, and this is me just not knowing what weary means. So
Weary. I'm sorry. Yeah, like tired and worn out. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem.
I just had a brain fart, so
no worries. It's been a week.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that. Rain is just after thinking. Rain's gonna shake her head, yes.
You have served me since you were young. I see in you some aspects of me when I was mortal. You are at a crossroads. You have served me well, and may pass on if you wish. But if you wish to serve me more, there is a chance for you to return. But the choice will be yours. And you once again, all the memories of these individuals that were here, the previous Shatterkai, pop back to life in their rows and are cheering and roaring. And you find yourself in very much the same space, the same position. You're kneeling, before the Raven Queen, and everyone's cheering and hurrahing. And you remember that feeling of working hard to get that. And all your years, serving the Raven Queen, whether knowing it or not. And I'm actually going to have Rain there in that moment as we jump back to our friends in the keep that are trying to put together this ritual. So let me ask, at the keep, those that are still at the keep, is there anything you want to role play out as you get together what Mort has asked you to prepare? I think that would be Garrick, Orin, Emil, and Davania.
Yeah, Arn would help with the getting things set up. But then he would also just kind of probably randomly disappear. And not like invisibility disappear, but just kind of step out of the room after he feels that he's helped enough. Mm-hmm. And he's going to the kitchen to make some tea or to get some comforting drinks together for everyone, and as well any snacks that are around that he can just put together to have around. So he'll kind of slip out at one point and if anyone would look for him, you'd find him in the kitchen.
You will find all those things too in the kitchen.
Good.
Is this just general kind of arcane ritual setup, or is there anything like specific that we were trying to do with the setup?
I'm going to say, so more, if there's anything you want to add for flair, please do. But I will add more that you know, with all your studies, that up to 3 individuals, in this case, I think up to 6, because there's 2, right? We're doing sort of a 2-in-1 special, can add bits. They can have something kind to say, something you want to present an offering that will help bring the spirit back to the body. So they can say something, they can add a component or something dear, anything, within your role-playing, awesomeness that you feel would be befit a ritual.
Okay.
Or spells.
I think Emil would go up to the upstairs kind of alchemy lab because there's something he could probably make in about 5 or 10 minutes that he would want to use. So do that and then come back down to the chapel.
Okay. All right.
Eric's gonna yell, Oren! Oren! Start looking for Oren.
I'm in here. He yells from the kitchen.
Hey, can I get your help with something?
You see him kind of like mid, like putting drinks on like a platter of sorts, and with maybe some of the cinnamon rolls, and some steaming, like a steaming pot of water. Yes, sure.
Awesome. And he reaches into the many pockets that he has in his what's it called, apron, and he pulls out a little circle, and it's got a closed iris in it. He moves a dial and it starts expanding, and it kind of like comically expands a little bit, enough where he can put both his arms in there. And there's a small chain inside, so he starts pulling it, and then you see a magical door just kind of like slowly open. It's like a shop door, so that opens up.
That's awesome.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I could, since we're doing this ritual, I was thinking I could make something to offer, but I don't think it's something I can do myself. Do you mind giving me a hand?
Sure. I'm not, one for, grunt work, but I can help if you need me.
Sure. All right. Thanks. Not one for grunt work. Great. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of wipe off his hands, and yeah, I can help. Sure. Stand up a little bit straighter.
So as we walk inside the little magical workshop, you can see it's filled with a bunch of workshop tools, like a milling machine, a lathe, and everything is kind of just like crammed in there. So there's very little free space, and every square inch is pretty much used. There's a mishmash of chairs and stools and crates for seating.
That's awesome.
A lot going on in here.
Yeah, I just have everything kind of shoved in here for storage while I look for a new place to set up shop. Sorry for the mess.
It's fine.
So, I was thinking that maybe something that would work for Rain would be a wand of secrets. Something I could fabricable together in about an hour or so.
So, sorry. What is a wand of secrets?
It's something that'll help reveal secret doors or traps nearby. And I figured, since Rain is very, she likes to explore. They like to explore. It'd be a worthwhile thing to offer.
Sure. Perfect coming home gift.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Yes. What do you need me to do?
Well, follow me over here to the lathe. And he like kind of dusts off the lathe. It's probably got a whole bunch of oil on it, and so I'm just gonna chuck up some material in here. But what I'm gonna need you to do is, as I'm doing the cutting, I just need you to kind of like oil the part so it doesn't squeal too much.
Aaron will slightly smirk. Right. Okay.
Ed is just thinking that I said what I said. Great.
Yeah, you did. You did. You absolutely already said it.
Awesome.
Can't
You
take
still
it back
see,
now.
you still see a smirk on Aaron's face. Okay. Yeah, I can oil whatever you want here in this shop.
So as they're cutting, so Orin, I noticed that you have an instrument with you.
Pardon?
The one that you play.
Oh, yes.
I don't think I've seen anything like that before.
Good eye. My Dulcimer. Yes.
How do you play it? Do you pluck it? Is it with a? It seems like a stringed instrument.
Yes. You can pluck it. You can also you can use an instrument to pluck it with, or you can pluck it with your fingers. There's a lot of ways, and he kind of chuckles, more kind of to himself than. There's a lot of ways to play the instrument. Yes.
Well, if you ever need some upgrades to it, maybe some new tuning pegs or something like that, you know where to find me.
Aaron's hand kind of slips on whatever he's doing, and he almost drops something. Sure, yes. Yep, that sounds like a good. I will see you.
Okay, I think this wand's done. Do you want to head back? See what everyone else
Sounds
is up
good.
to?
I wouldn't want the tea to get cold.
Of course not.
So thank you for your assistance, or your offer of assistance for if I need tuning my instrument.
Yeah.
Was gonna just
Thanks for the oiling.
smirk again. Just walks out.
Garrett closes up shop.
Pulls the chain. sorry. That is such a cool way to open that shop. That sounds so awesome. Oh, I'm so thankful for that exchange. Okay. Let's see. Let me jiggly check here. All right, Emil and Davania, or do either of you have anything else that you'd like to work on here?
I mean, Emil quickly, like I said, probably almost no time at all in the workshop. Emil would come down. I think when Emil comes back down, it's just Davania and the two bodies. And so if Davania's there praying, I think all Emil would do is just kneel beside Davania or across from Davania or near and just start praying as well.
Davania, you see, you notice, of course, Emil, after some time, come down and join you in prayer, just, off to the side respectfully. Is there anything you'd like to do, Davania? Well, Morton, everyone's out.
She is... Okay. Okay. You can put it on the counter. You can put it on the counter.
I put it.
Okay. She is not going, like, she knows that he's there as far as his presence and everything in the room, but she's actually just going to keep praying nonstop and not break what she's doing. And that's all she's doing right now.
Okay. You, Davania, do get a subtle sense, because there's a bit of a distance right now with Ilmater, but you do get that sort of reassuring sense of taking care of those that are suffering, and that is a positive, good thing to do, that Ilmater is sharing some of that pride in you as you pray, trying to guide you and reassure you. Okay, so Mort and Blueberry, you have Nala out there. All right, you're halfway, you're a good 40 minutes away from the keep now. All right, it's around here somewhere. Actually, and she'll take a little sprig of it out of one of her many pouches. And I don't want to assume anything, Blueberry, but if I were to have you smell this plant, do you think you might be able to track it down? You might find it faster than I can.
He'll like puff his chest down and be like, yeah.
Oh, all right, good. Oh, thank you. And she'll bend down and have you sniff the little plant petal. It's definitely an interesting scent. You can tell there's this abundance of vibrance of life in this plant. And go ahead and make a perception check with advantage, Blueberry, since you're using your sniffer.
Not great, but still 16.
Oh, yeah, it's blooming. Okay. So you can lead the way if you wish. It's probably within a 8-10 minute, hustle from here. Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're amazing, Blueberry. All right. And so she starts jogging with the two of you, and she'll strike a little convo with Mort as they're racing. That's, I just have to say, I don't know when it happened. You were a fine wizard the first time we met, but that's such an incredible spell. I've only heard of it. I wasn't really sure it was real. It seems too good to be true.
Well, it comes with some cost sometimes, so you just have to be very careful.
Oh, right.
It's not to be abused at all. It's most magic.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a devil's contract, right?
Can be. It can be.
Well, kudos and props to you, Sir Mort, for...
It's been a long journey.
I can imagine. Well, I'm glad you're on our side, is all I can say.
Thank you.
You hustle over, and you do find this huge blueberry sniff and kind of run through as you find it in celebration. A rather large patch of these plants all in a winter bloom. And they have like 9 or 10 petals apiece that are white with streaks of purple and a center of blue with some gold little bulbs within the inside of all the petals. Right, so as much as this as we can carry is the idea. The more the better. And now,
do we need the all the roots as well, or just the foliage?
Just anywhere from like mid stem and up. The bottom of the stem will be cutting those off. Right. Okay. Can I help you pack, Blueberry? Perhaps. She kind of looks like, how's poor Blueberry going to pack this up? Can I tie it around you?
You know what? I'll hybrid and just like grab as much as I can.
Oh, I don't have ice. What? Yeah. All right. You're all rather impressive, and I feel slightly inadequate for at this point, but that's all right. That's all right. See her talking to herself more than anything else. All right. Together we gather our things, and she'll think of as much of the plant life as she can. And it's been pretty interesting traversing this 50 minute walk or hustle through the acreage here. Again, the trees that are all surrounding or nearest the keep and that mage circle and where all the ley lines intersect, all the plant life has this incredible energy and life force from the ley lines. And the trees themselves are 100 and some feet tall and 25 feet from one side to the other for the trunks. They are massive trees that you just, feel like an ant next to. And the creatures here, everything is just a bit overgrown. You see, a squirrel the size of a horse run by. So I haven't gotten used to that yet. I'm not going to lie. But it's a rather, I have to or know at some point, please tell me the story about how you got this keep and how it all came about, and there's got to be some interesting tales from this keep. She's picking up flowers.
I'll look at Mort and be like...
I mean, I know now's not the time, so you don't have to share now, but that's interesting.
It's an interesting keep. I give you a nice little... There's some... Maybe the next day there's something by the lake I want to show you.
Oh, all right. Oh, I took a quick peek out there, not work and everything, but I couldn't help it. It's beautiful. What a beautiful sight to see. I can't wait to, please. Exciting.
But let's get back to the task at hand.
You can collect all the things. She silently wonders if Blueberry would chase a squirrel that's that big or not. The musings of Nala. You collect as much of this plant life as you can until she has it kind of strapped at a bunch of areas and then baled up and kind of one bale under each arm. All right, I think this is much more than we need, but let's play it safe. We'll head back as quick as we can then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's do this. And the three of you begin hustling back to the keep. You, in fact, return. We can fast forward to you returning. Everyone else has sort of done what they've stated. You enter into the front door, and Nala puts all the stuff where it needs to go. I know that this. I think that this ritual takes a little bit of time, so I'm just gonna slip into the bathroom quick so I don't have an emergency during the ritual, because I hate to have to choose between a life and making a mess. So, and that's where we'll take our bio break.
I knew it.
Does anybody have a catheter?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh. Awesome.
I'm not moving.
Oh God. All right.
Whew, all right. So if anyone doesn't know, we take about a 10-minute bio break. Our audio will be hot because we are, but we'll put up our BRB screen. So we'll catch you all shortly. Yay. All right. Let's do this. Oh, my legs.
I don't know why I just started humming It's a Small World. Why did I just do that? Nerves. So hello, chat. If you have any questions, it is I, Rain, speaking. Go ahead and ask in chat. I mean, that's true. Because I stress bought it. Because I just wanted to dress up because I bought Harry Potter thing. You can't see it, but I bought a cheapy Harry Potter mug, and so yeah. Jasmine, I want that book. And so to answer your question, no. Right now I'm not using anything from Tasha's Cauldron. But I really want to, so yeah, I really want to. Coffee and Rain is a grave cleric. Kind of like Caduceus if you watch Critical Role. That's what Taos grave cleric is what Rain is. So yeah, because Raven Queen and all that jazz. Do. I actually yeah, my week half has been stressful because of tonight. Yeah. That's all I can say. Oh yeah, I like the alternate cover. I like the cover but the alt cover. I just want the alt cover. Yeah. I think I may want the alternative cover for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. That's actually the name of the book. I think. Yeah. Yeah, Emily, I just wanted to be a Hufflepuff because I feel like because I've bought so much Harry Potter, so that's why. Yeah.
What the heck?
Any more questions? Dan, saw your message pop up. Oh, he has no headphones.
We changed it to Saxon's
Dan, I saw your message. I read it just a little bit, but I understand.
Okay.
He understands.
Okay, sorry. It's like I started typing, yeah, and this and that. I was like, oh no, wait.
Message, I was like, wait, it's always the DM's last roll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm freaking out, Dan. I stressed ate. I ate 6 bags of chips yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Can testify to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not eat well. I did not eat healthy yesterday.
Aww.
And then I watched the new Animaniacs.
So, are these new episodes?
Yeah, they brought it back.
Are there any of the same voice actors back?
Oh yeah. So you got Rob Thompson, Jeff Carnell, Trust McNeil, Maurice. Well, I don't know how to pronounce, but he voices the brain. And yeah,
That's awesome.
so like the original 4 are back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oops, that's really cool. That was such a great show, and it was so outside of the box. Like, it was really great.
I like the old theme song better than I do this, but I like the twist of the new theme song because it's updated because like when the show first came out, Bill Clinton was president.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah. But I kind of wish they had more. The only downside of it is that they don't have the Good Feathers, like the spinoff of Goodfellas, or Mindy and Button. I don't know. But
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out then. I mean, I have
It's
so
really
much stuff to
good.
watch, but
oh, I agree. I
That's a
looked
good
up
point, Josh.
all I looked up the song today for both the Nations of the World. I give Rob Paulson credit because fun fact, Rob Paulson did Nations of the World in one take.
Jeez.
So what's in the actual episode that was done in one take.
That's impressive. I've got this, cracks
Yeah.
knuckles.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru.
Yes, Beth! Oh my gosh! Just when I thought you couldn't
Republic,
get
Dominion, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenville, El Salvador too.
Oh, Beth, that is so freaking cool. I'm thoroughly impressed.
Argentina and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica.
Belize,
forgot.
Nicaragua.
Yes. There it's in front of me.
And also, the only reason I know the states in America is because that song in their capitals.
I love it. I love it.
I was literally singing that today. Yeah.
I'm assuming this is a song from Animaniacs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you not allowed to watch it, or just didn't? Steph?
She's not a fan.
It just didn't appeal to me for some reason.
Just kidding.
I know. I got the same treatment during Mad Art today when I said that. J.M. Reedy was like, "I'm sorry, I have to leave now."
Oh, that's so great. Oh, I think I'm going to pop our, not officially back, but I'll pop our video back so we can remain engaged. Although I do really love watching these slides.
Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. There's Montgomery, Alabama, south of Helena, Montana. There's Denver, Colorado, under Boise, Idaho. Texas has Austin, then we go north to Massachusetts, Boston, and Albany, New York, Tallahassee, Florida, and Washington, D.C. Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Nashville, Tennessee. Elvis used to hang out there a lot, you know. Trenton, New Jersey, North Jefferson, Missouri. You got Richmond in Virginia, South Dakota has Pierre, Harrisburgers in Pennsylvania, and Augustus up in Maine. And there's Providence, Rhode Island, next to Dover, Delaware, Concord, New Hampshire, and just a quick drop to Montpelier. Montpelier. Oh, okay, that was
Hey, really quick, the MCA.
Ooh, yeah, careful. Just in case they're like... I mean, they're so... You can't play songs from games you're playing, right? Thank you, that's a good call.
What about that?
Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to being that hardcore. It's crazy town.
Oh, speaking of which, did any of the last week's get muted, Dan?
No, I don't think so. At least they haven't given me an alert that they have. I probably should go in and check.
Okay. I'll pay.
So what do they do? Do they just like block the entire video, or is it just the portion that they would deem?
They just mute the whole video.
Mm-hmm.
Mute the whole thing. Yep.
Yeah, I've with my own personal, for some reason there's some songs that I can't play, and yet not all my stream is muted, but there's portions of my stream that's muted for copyright music, and I don't know what's copyrighted and what's not. So
Everything.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Everything except if you go onto royalty-free music. And probably even that.
YouTube's given me some dings on royalty-free music. I'm like,
really?
What? I mean, because it's also sometimes people putting playlists together royalty-free. And then it's surprise, we're not as royalty-free. Yeah.
Copyright law is really tricky. Royalty-free just technically means you don't have to consistently pay per time you play it.
Okay.
You may still have to pay for it the first time.
Really?
Yeah, so they may not know that, and then just...
like a one-off fee rather than a continuation.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
Didn't you say as well, Dan, that some people have been flagged for playing their own music?
I know that I'm not sure on that. They have.
I've heard that.
Really?
What?
That's nuts. It's what?
Then, so Half Donna says YouTube system is automated and abused, and they often make claims on things that they have no right to. Half Donna says.
I can see that. Well, it sounds like Twitch is going full throttle from chill to max. Out of nowhere.
Why chickies? Explain. Oh. Never mind.
I don't know what happened, but
Rachel, it says
I have been coughing for the last 3 minutes.
Are you alive?
I'm speaking to you.
Water, Steph.
the chickpeas were so shocked that you didn't like the Animaniacs that they fought back.
Nice.
Totally
We're
it.
taking this one down. I have a delicious chocolate bar to munch on. Oh. Chocolatey.
Yeah, like with the DCM, like literally, like one of my favorite YouTubers did like 3 seconds of the opening of the anime, and YouTube like claimed copyright, but so they muted the stream. I'm like,
Brutal.
and so, but he still has the audio to it, but it's just like, really, why do that to your most paid YouTubers?
Right.
And like another YouTuber, any tuber that I watch, CDogVA, he for a good duration of time until he like bought. Like literally, he had permission from the artist to use like a portion of his of their music for his end credit, like the subscribers, like the suggested video, and then the video that the
like the outro kind of thing.
That the end, and he got himself muted every single time. He's like, I got permission from the creator, so he made a whole video about his legal battle with YouTube. It was ridiculous.
Jeez. Well, I'm going to jump us in. I know Sam's not back, but she's usually back a bit later than everyone else. Anyway, so as long as she's back before there's any sort of decision to be made or done with Resurrection, we'll be good. All right.
This is cup number 2 for me.
Oh my
I don't drink coffee. This is how I am.
That's amazing.
What amazing.
Hype.
I'm going to be up all night.
Oh, that's great.
No.
Okay. My chocolate's at my phone spot. What a bummer. All right. Third world problem. Sorry.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Is it really a problem, Dan? So, now with everyone having returned and more sort of orchestrating what goes where and how things get set up and in what fashion things need to be done, Nala doing her best to explain like how, what area the components can go in, these the plant components. It's just one little facet. More, I'll leave it up to you if you want to ask people if they have anything in particular they want to do to contribute to the ritual, if you're up for that.
Well, obviously I've been setting up things, so, I've been noticing people, putting stuff into the ritual area and stuff like that. Just, I'll ask if anybody wants to say anything before I start. Maybe can't hurt. Maybe.
Just for my own clarity as a player, is this happening twice, or is there a single spell that's going to get both?
Let's see. I guess it would. I guess this could be like conversation amongst with each other about what, and then during the ritual, you'll have an opportunity, a moment to say what you want to say, as far as compelling them. If that sounds good to y'all.
Okay. If we want the objects to be kind of in the place already, then what Emil went upstairs to get is Emil and Davania made charms for everyone, and Emil did the silver chains. So Emil has taken a piece of leftover silver chain about this long and has found the link in the middle and bent it nearly to the point of breaking to symbolize kind of breaking the chains and escape, which was a big part of what Aeronwen was big on. So Emil will put that somewhere close to Aeronwen for the ritual.
Okay. That's beautiful. All right. There are key spots in the circle here where you can place these items. You place that one near Aeronwen. Does anyone else have an item that they would have wished to have placed within the ritual circle?
Blueberry would have gotten some scones out of his treat bag and placed them around Aeronwen. And maybe tried to make them look like donuts with minor illusion. I don't know.
Amazing. Awesome.
Yeah, that's
Eric's-
why I did that.
Okay.
Garrick's gonna lay down the wand, and then maybe nudge Orin and say, "Hey, you got anything in your repertoire? Play something nice."
Yeah. So Arn will get out his Dulcimer and start to play something that's slow and comforting, very relaxing, but also maybe with a little bit of a woven in melody of kind of a lightheartedness to kind of represent, because from what little he knew of Aeronwen, especially, that they were very kind of full of life and, gets very excited about things. So he would try to do that. Oh, buddy. I'm sorry. Just a roll.
You can have
What?
advantage if you're doing.
Oh,
performance.
good. That was a 3.
You've got the time. It's a. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's a lot
One of
better.
the strings was out of 2. Oh no, wait. What are you playing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He starts to play, and then and then he'll kind of give a look to Garrett, since he offered but then kind of smirk again and tune the instrument, and then that is a 25 total for performance check.
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay. All right.
I guess that's Mort. If that's everyone's done, Mort will take out his lantern of revealing and put it by Rain, and just sort of say, "This helps you see things that no one else can see. Hopefully, this will help you see us." And then the last thing he does before he starts to cast resurrection, he will cast dancing lights above Aeronwen,
Yeah.
and then he will use wish to cast resurrection.
Okay. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Davania.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you are fine. You are fine. Everybody's in the moment. I do not want to disturb that. I respect that. I just wanted to ask a quick question, Dan, because everything was taken from her, so she doesn't have her stuff, which is fine. But did she have her amulet and her necklace that she had also made for everybody, or is that also gone?
Is if it was not magical, then you have it.
Okay, then they're both gone. She is going to also she's going to pause for a second from her praying, and realizing that everybody is kind of gathered together and stuff, and she's going to cast also dancing lights above Aeronwen, and also do press did it blah, blah.
I feel you.
Even 3 years later, I can never get it right, but it's funny to try. But she's going to use it to cast an illusionary image in her hand of Rain,
Okay.
and she'll just hold it above Rain. And as she's still sitting in between both of them, but she's doing one on this side and one on the other side, and then she goes back to just praying again, nonstop.
Okay. So we have our items laid out, including the wand that Garrick made for Rain, and the not necklace, but the charm there that Emil put together and bent almost to the point of breaking for Aeronwen, signifying her desire to break free from those kinds of bonds and move forward with life. let me just go around and double check in case I missed anyone or anything. All right, so we've got Emil. We have Oren playing It's Been a While. No. A beautiful melody, soft, lulling, but much in tune with Aeronwen's personality. To sing and watch over us almost, to fill the space with music. Let's see, Garrick's Wand, Davania, who has cast the Dancing Lights as well, and the Minor Illusions. Mort, you have the Dancing Lights, and
The lantern.
thank you. Yes, the lantern to signify, as Rain also could see things that no one else could, to help guide her back, light the way, as it were, back to them. Blueberry, is there anything that you would like to do? Not that you have to, of course, but is there anything or did you say something and I've forgotten already?
I did the scones and then made them look like donuts.
Scones, right. Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you. Want to make sure I've got everything in the old brain. Okay. Well, Mort, once everything's ready, you begin casting. You cast your wish spell, where you wish to be able to cast resurrection. And you know this process gets underway, but it takes a little bit of time. Music filling the air, there are candles lit as some of the components, and they flicker in wind that shouldn't really be in the house, but starts to pick up a little bit as the spell continues. There's a mantra that you repeat, a couple sentences of mantra, and as you do, of course, you've given instruction that everyone has a certain moment in this ritual, or if they want to say something in addition, they may. So the first person, and I'm just going to go around the layout here. First person up is Emil. Do you have anything you'd like to say to either or both, or whatever you would like, of the individuals during the ritual? Oren will be next.
I think Emil was a strong believer in creating your own opportunities and in maximizing your own luck will just whisper quietly to them, if you're willing, there's still the opportunity for us to create our own luck, to create our own opportunities together, if that's what you want. And Emil will just kind of think about that and think about them.
Okay. The ritual continues. This kind of light fluttering breeze in the room as the spell continues and picks up. Oren, you're up next with Davania after that. Oren, do you have anything you'd like to say to them at your turn in the ritual?
Oren would just pause his playing very briefly and walk over to the two, putting a hand down on the floor between them and just kind of look at them both and say as softly as he can, they've lost enough. They don't need to lose the two of you as well. Please come back to them. And if not, your presence will be sorely missed. And then he'll go back to playing.
Okay. So Davania is up next, and Garrick will be up after that, if Garrick has anything. Davania, do you have anything you'd like to say to either of them at this part in the ritual?
As she'll look towards Rain first and bend over even more and whisper in her ear, "Your story is not over. You are loved. You are appreciated. But this is by your will as well. You still have a place." And then she'll bend over towards Aeronwen and say, "Your story is not over as well. Just kind of shakes her head, trying to gather herself. Stick to your cause if it is right, whatever the pain or peril. We're all here to help. You still have a place here, by your will." And she gets choked up for a minute, and it's almost like she's gonna say something else, but she stops and sits back up, and then she bows her head again while still holding her hand up for the illusion, and then just keeps nonstop praying over both of them.
Okay. Garrick, you're up next. I'm going to have Blueberry after you. That way Mort will be last since you're casting the spell.
I was just going to say for Mort, since I'm casting, as each one talks, the ritual phrase I'm saying, I'm just going to get louder and louder and louder and louder.
Okay. That's exciting. It's kind of thrilling. Sweet. All right, and you that slowly and obviously fills the room as Mort's voice begins resonating louder and louder through the space. Candles are getting a little bit more flame to them, more oxygen, more fire, more depth as Davania finishes, and it becomes Garrick's turn.
Garrick just walks up slowly to the both of them and says quietly, "There's still a lot to be done. A lot to be done. Let's get to work, huh?" And then walks off.
That's awesome. All right, Mort again. Dynamic volume comes up higher, and the mantra is filling the space. There's an energy now that Mort is championing and orchestrating here with the spell. As it comes around to Blueberry's turn, the final person to speak.
Blueberry will walk up to Rain first of all, and sort of just lie down with his head right by her ear so only she can hear this. They can hear this. And he'll say, You've only just started being who you're meant to be. You don't get to leave. Not now. You don't get to leave us. And then he'll give her a lick on the cheek. And then he'll go over to Aeronwen and do the same thing. He'll get down so only she can hear. And he will say, You've always taken care of me. You've always been there. You're my best friend. And then he'll give her a lick as well and step back.
Okay. All right, and again with that, Mort's voice crescendos, and reaches its peak here. As now there's a gust strong enough to tussle hair, and absolutely, Davania. Anyone that has, Mort would have explained too, anyone that has any spell slots or sorcery points or anything that they would like to dump into the power of this spell may certainly do so. If you want to, let me know how many you'd like to deposit into assisting.
Davania is going to use she's going to use all of her sorcery points.
Okay. You feel that fuel the spell, Mort.
And as that happens, like the white rose tattoo on her chest starts glowing as she's helping.
Okay.
I don't know if it's classed as a spell, but can I rage, so like my ancestral dog corgi things
1,000,000% yes.
come out, and they all like, I'll still keep sitting, but they all like do like a bow motion to both of them.
Awesome. They all line up around the two bodies and just bow deeply. All right.
Garrick tosses in a 4th level spell slot and then feels a little stingy and then tosses in all of his 3rd level spells as well.
Nice. You feel a whoop from Garrick Moore as a
Like I said, I feel so much better about reaching all the way up to the top of my chain and throwing in my 5th level spell slot.
Okay. And more you feel this power difficult to contain as there's just so much being given into this spell. And Aeronwen, since you weren't here, I'm just going to recap and say there were some beautiful, beautiful gifts that I don't think I could articulately restate. So I'll have you watch and see. There's some wonderful gifts here given as well. Let's see. Let me select it down as well. We will have an opportunity. So you have your Patreon tie, I think, Nate. So we will have an opportunity to help the DC. Now, obviously, there's a lot of amazing stuff going into this. So between roleplay and spells and everything else, so the DC is getting knocked down by all of that. And so all of this energy starts to swirl in a counterclockwise fashion around this church space. The pews shake a little bit in the room and get moved to bed. They've been pushed off to the sides to do this ritual, of course, but the candles begin to glow even brighter, their fire, and through the narrow arrow slot windows, it seems like the sun is shining even brighter than it typically, than it was moments ago, as the two silver beams of light shine in on the two bodies on the floor with little dust particles floating within it. Everyone in their place in the spell for their two dear friends that they've journeyed with for quite a while and come to love, come to know, fought side by side with through thick and thin, and in this untimely loss, they just want their friends back. Okay, I'm going to do the roll. Okay, then I will ask if now, Nate, you have a Patreon die. You don't have to use it, but if you wish to, this would be the moment to use that, and I will add 2d8 to the roll I just made.
Dad, did you make one roll for both of us?
No.
Yeah.
Is it all or nothing?
It's the success of the spell. So it is.
Oh,
it is
no.
Also, can we have a bunch of sub dice? Would that be count?
Well, I'll tell you this. Nate just gave us 2d8 and rolled an 8 and a 7. So we just added 15 to the roll for success.
Okay. Wait, so
Yeah,
Damn.
he didn't roll an 8 and a 7 for you two. That's what Nate rolled, an 8 and a 7.
Yeah.
2d8.
Mm-hmm.
So 15's getting
I
dumped
know,
onto whatever he rolled.
no,
Yeah.
no. Dan said that it was a success, so whatever he wrote was not a success.
Oh, it
Just saying.
it helps it succeed. Just to
Oh,
not
okay.
give away whether it was.
It's like, Dan.
He's doing the GM poker face thing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so we had 2 gifted subs if they want.
Oh, there's a second one. Okay, well let's. All right, that's another 6 added on. I'm going to use that other one. Whoever offered that one up. Let's see. So there's a 15 plus my roll plus a 6. Okay. In the flippity floppity, we visit Rain first. Rain, the cheering of the Shadarkai roars through this church-like structure here. Clapping and applauding. You think back on the time spent in that church with those 2 church maidens that did their very best to bring up such a rambunctious child. You think of your journey in studying death and the undead, discovering the Raven Queen, and the time you spent here studying under her. But most of all, the things that start popping into your mind are the changes, the great number of changes that you've been through lately. All of them shared with your loving friends. You feel this idea form in your head that there's always a chance. It's you can do your best and work your hardest, but just whether things are up or down, even now when things feel almost at their end, there's always a chance. Luck can be on your side. You hear and think of your dear friends, and you think of all you've been through with them, each individual, your solitary moments and your moments together as a group. You think of all that you just recently lost with Kaylin, and you think of your friends mourning, and part of you thinks that, or the thought crosses your mind, I should say, that perhaps, I mean, they've lost so much recently. They would very likely feel the same for you. And you don't know if that's, if you want to think further on how heartbroken they would be. You can almost hear a voice in your head telling you that there's more to your story. You think of just how loved and appreciated and respected you've been in this group. You've spent a lot of time in that orphanage and on the streets and a number of other places. But here in this group, you've finally been able to feel like your own person. And that this is a choice that the Raven Queen is left before you, and you do have a place. You do belong. You belong. You start thinking about how much there still is to be done, and there is a lot. There is a lot. And you can almost hear a grumpy voice in your head telling you, like, let's get to work. You don't have time to be dead. Let's make this happen together. And again, you realize that with these people, you've really just been able to be who you're meant to be. For so long, you didn't know. You didn't know your parents. You didn't know why you had this gift. But you just feel like you're really learning about yourself and discovering who you're meant to be. And you feel that attachment where you just know your friends don't want to let you go. And you just feel that warm affection of your friends. The Raven Queen looks down at you again and speaks. Child, if you are weary, you may rest. But if you are still to serve me, your friends beckon. What is your wish?
I'm super emotional, so Dan, sending on, because I can't really think.
Okay.
Later, just
Fair
everything, everyone has said that it touched my heart. Just,
I know, everyone's awesome.
yeah.
Okay. Is this a Facebook message you're sending then, or is this?
Yes.
Okay, I will keep that open.
I sent you a message on Zoom.
Okay, we'll check that while we're sending that.
But Dan, I'll send you. I think Zoom might be easier because
Okay, sure.
that was overloaded.
I cannot type. Jeez.
And the night that I did my makeup too, I ruined it.
I'm sorry. Yeah. We're sorry.
This is put makeup on.
It does. And you know what? Rain in this moment is likely feeling the same. Now, while you haven't heard the specific things, everything that they have said and done has passed your mind in these prior moments. You said Facebook, right?
No, on here.
Oh, in Zoom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
cool. No worries. Take your time. And you hear that this applause, this raucous sound of 100 some Shadar Kai, while the number of voices diminishes, the sound and the vibrance of their applause does not. It comes down to probably about 7 people behind you. You don't look back, but you can hear the sounds of your friends now in the audience instead of these ghosts. You can hear Blueberry's excited bark and yip as they excitedly hope and press for you. You hear Mort in his very, direct and sort of, tactical but very caring voice, applauding for you. Come on home, Rain. You hear Davania almost in a soft prayer. So she's whispering, but you can hear it as loud, wondrous applause. Please come back. We need you. Your story is not done. You hear a loud whistling and a gruff voice say, there's too much to do. We need you. Come on back to us. You can hear music in this crowd playing, and the song is a sweet melody of care, concern for you and for one you hold dear, and that there's been enough loss. And where am I thinking? And you hear a very good friend. You can almost hear the clack of his dice in his hand. Someone that's long spent plenty of time by your side and encouraged you to be you. Saying that this is This is a moment where you can create your own luck. You can return. And you hear in his voice how badly he wants you to return. And so, let me just double check your message here to make sure I don't mess this up. You bow your head a bit to the Raven Queen, who bows down in front of you, across from you, and turns her head a bit to listen. Your fragments shining for a moment, light in your eyes a bit too bright to see, and then leans in. Yes, child. And you whisper back, I would like to return to my friends. And the applause becomes louder and louder and fills your ears and almost becomes overwhelming from your friends in the audience behind you. You still don't look back, but you see the Raven Queen stand up, cloak opening up, darkness enveloping you in the room. The applause shifts in tone and pitch and becomes a mantra, repeating in the room for everyone else. You can feel this surge of energy. And as that's happening, we're going to jump over to Aeronwen in a flippity floppity. Aeronwen, you are faced with these two magical spiraling stairs, effectively. And while it seems fairly clear what these two options are, return to Astral Lenore or go to be with Mistra in the sky, your Pegasus kneels down as though to have you step off into the space in the sky here. Do you disembark your Pegasus?
Yeah, I'll get off.
The Pegasus bows deeply to you and flies back down.
Before it leaves, I give it a big old hug around the neck.
Okay. It puts its chin over the back of your shoulder and kind of rubs and brushes up against your head, and then flies down. And this collection of stars in the sky, the globe, everything below the planet and the sky below you, everything begins to swirl a bit and become very fast and just blurs of light until they cycle into this small torrent in front of you, like a tornado, and they take form. Mistra. Once again, the ground is nothing but darkness, but everywhere around are stars, and Mistra in her form that you met in that little festival stands before you as a young girl. Hi, it's nice to see you again. Not the way I'd want to see you, but it's nice to see you, Aeronwen.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big choice, right?
It is.
I want you to know that it's entirely up to you. Right? If I don't know if you're gonna make it back, but it'll be your choice. You'll be able to say no if you're tired. You've been through a lot. We both know you've been through a lot. If you're tired, you can rest. You'll be safe. If you want to return, your friends are working really hard. They really care about you.
Yeah, I know. I care about them too.
Maybe this will help. I just want you to take a listen, okay? Just for a minute. And she'll kind of gesture up in the sky at a brightly glowing star. And from that star, it flutters. And you hear the voice of an old friend, Emil. Aeronwen. You create your own luck, friend. I really wish you would continue creating your own luck with us, though. Mr. gestures to another star. Some music fills the air. Newer voice, still familiar. How can you not remember the voice of this individual, but Oren shares with a rather empathetic voice. There's a lot of care, not superficial but genuine. You can feel his own sense of loss with his sister. He says they've lost enough. They don't need to lose you too. You'll be missed if you stay. But they don't need to lose you too. Again, Mr. gesturing to another star. And you hear, clearly spoken as a prayer. Huddled breath, hands close to the mouth. Davania. With some pain in her voice. Aeronwen, if you can hear this, your story is not over. Stick to your cause, if it is right, whatever the pain or peril. We are all here for you. And we still have a place. You still have a place here, if you want it. And the brightness flutters out a bit in that star's gesture. Mr. gestures to the next. When you hear the gruff voice of Garrick. There's still a lot of work to be done. A lot. Come on back. Let's get to work, huh? And then one of your dearest friends, Blueberry, with a little panting of his doggy breath. You've always taken care of me. You've always been there. You are my best friend. And you can feel the warm embrace that Blueberry gives you. Picture licks on the cheek and snuggles on the ankles. And Mistra, once again, now looks at you. Aeronwen, you've been through a lot. And it is my hope that together, you and I can overcome, master what you've been through, so that you can be who you were meant to be. But my child, I know the weight of things that have happened can be heavy. And if you are willing to go back, I will do what I can to help you. And we will continue to work together. And we will not stop until we break and overcome what has happened to you. And you can be your true, full self. And with friends like these, you know it can be so. But the choice is yours. Are you coming home with me? Or will you return to your friends?
She'll wipe her eyes and her nose on her cloak. And she'll go over and she'll kneel in front of Mistra and kind of take her hand and say, you know, I made a promise to someone. Once the work is done, the work's not yet done. And it'd be a real shame if I never had a chance to use the gifts that you gave me. I want to go back. I'm not done learning.
Then let's get you back, dear.
I'll pull her into a hug.
She gives you a warm hug, and as she does, the brightness of her starry form, her form takes us on a starry nature. All the pieces of, all the groupings of stars shine bright from her person. And it becomes blinding. And as you try and peek through here and there, the brightness dims a bit, but it's still terribly blinding. But now it's in just a singular streak. Everyone that is in the ritual room, the candles all flare 1.5 feet up as Mort brings this to its apex, masterfully channeling everyone's energies into this spell that is not even a spell he's familiar with. He's just this master of the craft using the wish spell, bringing everything together as the expert that he is. Candles flare up, wind picks up and snuffs out all the candles. Wind dies. Aeronwen, that blinding light is your eye peeking open and seeing the sun shine through that stupid arrow slit window right on your eye. Rain, all of that mantra, as you pull forward, take a deep breath, was Mort finishing his mantra. The two of you awaken, and as you do, Davania, I know that you quickly place your hands on, I'm so sorry, Rain, and put in everything that you can with your healing hands, so much so that it drains the very last bit of energy you had pulled together after this ritual. Rain, you feel this healing fall into your body. Davania, you collapse from the exhaustion of dumping out the last of your magic into Rain. The three of you lay side by side in the middle of the ritual. Air, when your chest fills with air. For everyone else, you see the two of them return to life.
I don't want to do that again.
Blueberry's all over your face looking at
just Blueberry. She's just crying into Blueberry. Just all the. Yeah.
Mort, you're white too. You've masterfully handled this spell and just.
I was going to say, well, I got something, as we go to leave. Well,
okay, perfect.
To reflect upon that, yeah.
Okay.
But Mort will help offer at least a hand up to both of them. And Davania, I guess, once she is ready to get back up.
Passed out. Like, completely.
Are you out cold?
I'm out.
Aaron will get up and probably not soon after she fell over, Davania, and pick her up and carry her to like a nearby couch or bench or something in the place.
Mortal ask Arnon, is she okay?
I think it was just a lot for her, but I'll check some vitals, and after he kind of puts her somewhere, we'll check her pulse just to make sure that everything's okay.
You can do medicine check. If you
Maybe a
want, with
medicine check.
advantage, Yeah. Since you're
I
just
think it's gonna
checking.
be that's a 20 total.
Oh yeah. She is unconscious. You'll want to rouse her as soon as you can, but she's alive and breathing.
So good to have you back.
Thanks.
Still getting all the licks from Blueberry.
I have some tea and snacks out in the foyer if you're hungry or thirsty.
She'll pull Morton to a hug and just hold on to Blueberry and just everyone just come on.
Yep. More
Everyone.
for the group hug.
Garrick begrudgingly scoots over.
Yeah. Aaron will awkwardly join the group hug.
Give the air hug.
Are you? How about you, Rain? What are you up to? Are you getting pulled into the hug?
Yeah, I'll gesture Rain in. Just be like, that sucked. Let's not do that again.
And they're gonna, after they get up, she is going to go outside, and I think I have it. Do I have it? I usually have it prepared. No. Oh, come on. If I have Temple of the Gods prepared, I'm going to cast and just be in my temple.
Do you partake in the hug before you head out?
No.
But before she walks off, I grab her and pull her into the hug.
Hey, Rain Bridge. And I accept it.
Okay. You feel everything that you.
What has happened. After the hunt is over, Rain will do what Rain does. Oh, come on. You gotta be slow.
You feel all the things you were feeling in your vision there, and the flippity floppity rather.
Oh, before Rain leaves, how many hit points do you have?
1. If we're lucky.
1 hit point. Yep.
4.
You have 18, Rain, because Davania dumped hers into you. So you have 18.
Okay.
You have like 1 hit point and like 4 points of exhaustion or something, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, for both,
yeah, actually, Rain, you're not going to be able to do poop. You have 4 points of exhaustion. You're going to need help walking out of here.
Fine. Then I won't cast anything.
Sorry, that's a good point. But you're pulled into this hug.
That's a good point, though. Thanks for the reminder. So
you get.
We'll try to do. Rain will try to go outside, but just kind of collapse.
Yeah.
Walking.
Your friends, it's another one of those moments you've had this hug, you feel the love and support, and as you're like, okay, no, but you just feel overwhelmed and you need to go, you go to walk and stumble, and at least 4 different arms reach out and support you and pull you back up and just remind you you're in this together. We're all here together. Let's go.
Why do you have to make us cry?
Dan Aaron's going to cast Cure Wounds on Aeronwen as they're pulled into the hug.
Okay.
Nice.
So that would, let's see here.
Well, hold on a second. Because I have too many spells.
Right?
Somebody clip that.
That's awesome. Emil's come a long way. He has too many spells to sort through.
Such a burden.
Right, and that's how much I've cried tonight.
There's a reason I brought down a tissue box.
I
Ice cream.
wish I'd
A
thought
quart,
of
a quart of ice cream.
that. Yes.
Okay, I can't find a spell. There's a spell that summons a spirit that all heals do max.
We'll just let's role play
just
that.
heal for max.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and
Alright.
I'll look at the name of this.
Okay.
Just FYI, currently our hit point maximum is halved. So
Nice.
3. So that is 11 hit points.
Do you have any thoughts, Emil, on what does the spirit take form?
So it's healing spirit. It's
Oh. You have any thoughts on what you'd like it to look like?
it's a raven.
Okay. Oh, nice little a seb. That's awesome. Or when you find that as you cast your healing spell, I choked to death now.
we just brought us back down. You can't die
I'm
now.
so sorry. It heals Aeronwen for the maximum of your spell.
Did you eat chickpeas too?
It was chocolate.
Chocolate.
Oh, nice.
Aaron's also going to go
Well
and
done. I like that.
probably from the drink cart take some water and try to rouse Davania. Not by splashing it on her, but just have it handy. No, he's not pouring water on her, but
Are you waterboarding me?
yeah.
There you go.
Tell me where the
But he's just trying to rouse Davania to try to to get her awake at least.
You'll probably after a little bit, after a minute or two, rouse the consciousness, but you'll be pretty weak. You still be sort of loopy in and out of it, unless you want to be more aware, of course.
He'll hand her a cup of water.
She'll try to raise a hand, but she can't really reach out to it. She tries to move, but it's almost like she feels like lead.
He'll do what he has to. He'll feed it to her himself.
Shove it down your throat. No, I'm just kidding.
He'll be very gentle, very gentle.
Okay.
And he looks very concerned.
Thank you. Did it work?
It worked. They're back. And so are you.
Thank you for your help in all of this.
It wasn't just me, it was all of them.
You need to start using the word us at some point, Aaron.
Sorry.
It was us. And he'll kind of smile.
That's awesome. I'm so sorry.
Would be proud.
What did you say, Melissa? I'm sorry.
Dan is
Dan was
dying over
dying.
here.
Dan was dying.
Suddenly, the
gosh.
animator had a
Please say it louder.
Davania said Kaylin would be proud.
I thought you said. Arm will look a little taken aback for a second, and now it's me that should be thanking you for saying that. It was a weird. And drink some water.
Okay. She'll take some more water and then she'll just kind of roll over. Not in a disrespectful way, but in a way of she needs more sleep kind of way, and just kind of roll over and just fall back asleep to get some rest.
Okay.
You'll hear.
Oh, yeah.
No, please carry on.
I was just going to say that as you guys sort of like turn and start to head out, you'll hear a clatter behind you, and you'll just see that Mort's dropped his staff, and he goes down to like on one knee and picks up the staff and is holding it not as a staff but more as a crutch. Then just continues on. It's just like, I need a rest.
Aaron goes to grab like a plate of like snacks and like a tea. Helps
amazing.
Mort to a chair.
Let's just all sit down on the floor and have a picnic, huh?
That sounds great.
Let's do that.
That kind of fits into what I was gonna do. I was gonna say, could I like mix in a greater healing potion with some like cream and have like cream tea for Aeronwen?
Sure. Awesome. Beautiful.
So I don't know what greater potion does, but
It's 44 plus 4,
there you go.
which is 20.
Thanks to
From-
Beacon of Hope, yeah, it's
Yeah,
maxed
from
out.
Beacon of Hope.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yay.
20. I think I'd have to look and see what your max is, but that probably puts you up to half
33.
max. Oh, okay, 33. Nope. All right.
Something like that.
Well, Nala, who's, done her part in the ritual, but couldn't really offer anything in particular, sees this as an opportunity after being so moved to go and grab some blankets from the spare, like the linen closet, get blankets, get other things down here so people can be comfortable and sit together. You all sit, you rest. I'll get the snacks, I'll get everything you need. Rest. Spend the time together. I'll be back. And
Nala,
I
what happened to the rogue that tried to steal Felix's lightning stick once upon a time?
I think
what?
that perhaps on that very night, Emil, you slayed her and brought forth whatever this is before you today.
You've grown up. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for guiding me. She'll nod and scooch out to get all this stuff.
Aaron silently checks his bags.
Nice.
Wart's gather himself a little bit, and then if he's next to Aeronwen, he's just going to lean in, say, tomorrow I'm going to show Nala the slide.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it yet.
I've got like my arm around Mort and then like Blueberry in my laps. It's just like
Oh.
Raina's gonna
just
take,
holding on to them.
Nice. What's that, Rain?
Raina's gonna take this time to scan and define Wixlee.
You start to, stand up and get a little wobbly. It's around that same time that Nala comes back with Wixlee. This one was just completely out, almost passed out in the other room. Talking to Rain and Aaron when she didn't want to, she knew that she'd just be a hindrance, but once she heard you were both back, she was ready to crawl out here. So I'm just giving her a hand, and I'm just gonna where would you like to sit? And over there, points near Rain and Aeronwen. Right there you go. And she sets her down. Right.
I just give Wixlee a hug.
Wixlee gives you a hug back. You're just so relieved that her two new friends are alive and Nala gets the whole thing set up. It's like a little camp here in the church of your keep, with blankets and pillows and all the comforts and those bed trays for breakfast that have all the tea and food, little legs that stand up so you can put your legs underneath them, and you're all able to have you've got the afternoon here and evening. to just catch up, to rest, to eat. Nala's taking care of food as best she can, and drinking all of your needs, so that as long as you all want to sit here and everyone's pretty wiped, you're able to sit here and gather around one another.
Dan, do I see any spirits just lingering around?
You do not in the keep. No, thankfully. I'm going to give you all just a moment to RP. Something's going on. I've got to go check it super quick, and I'll be right back. Sorry.
Fire.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Quite the day.
That's putting it mildly.
I know.
She's just doing it. just Blueberry in the lap, and she's just like holding him like as close as she possibly can.
Oh, he's like full on snuggling in and stuff.
Oh, cuddling the floof is the best ever. Thanks, you guys. Thanks.
So, what was it?
How did it happen?
You know, that's a good question. We were walking and talking, and then just kind of wave of darkness and pain. And oh, yeah, Blueberry, the little coins that you gave us. Those, I guess those brought us back. And then there was another wave of darkness and pain, and then the next thing I knew, I was standing out in space.
Hearing you say that, Blueberry will give you another coin. This one has a wizard hat on one side and a dog bone on the other.
Blueberry!
And then he'll flip another coin to Rain, which has the same thing on.
I catch it.
Nice. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do in this time? Otherwise, I'll just zip ahead to when Nala's going to come back at one point with some fresh info. No? Okay. Whew. Okay. Oh, yeah, you got anything, right? What's that?
Oh. Hang on. Okay. Rain is just going to look at Aeronwen and give Aeronwen a hug and whisper into her ear, "I'm sorry for not listening." And I'll go.
She'll just kind of laugh and say, you know, that's the second time I've lost someone for not listening. She'll just kind of like take Rain's head and like put her forehead against her forehead, and it's just, we're all like family here. You're like my sister. Don't want to lose you again.
Likewise.
She'll just start wiping her, just like offer a corner of her cloak to Rain and just start wiping her eyes with the other corner.
Nice, beautiful. It's
Add it to the list. No fan art.
awesome. It's refreshing. There's been so much that you've all had to been put through lately, and of course, Kaylin weighing heavily on everyone. But this time, you were able to fight. You were able to do something to reconnect, to reunite, to all be here together. And you allow yourselves that celebration, much deserved celebration, and much deserved time together, just to be people, to be friends, to be family. After a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours of just snacks and talk. The conversation begins to kind of die down. People are relaxing, starting to get a little bit recharged. Mort, you've been through quite an ordeal casting this really intense high-level spell and then mastering it into another spell that you're completely unfamiliar with, except for some of your studies and just, Nala's definitely going to say at least a time or two. She's like incredibly impressed and just, is in awe. So she'll have a comment or two like that. Can I catch anything else more? That was incredible. You must need something else. I don't have the words, friend.
Unbelievable. You did well.
Don't know.
Don't be modest.
Yeah,
You
you're
did
pretty
great.
fantastic.
Today I was.
You always are.
It was a
Don't
good
give
day.
me
And that's what
that.
counts. Is today.
That's true enough.
Awesome.
True enough. Let's just take today.
And just to note, while everyone was during this entire time, everyone's been talking and relaxing and things, Aaron has been just kind of sitting back and just kind of taking it all in.
Okay. It probably doesn't escape Orin that this may have been, that his sister was here. His sister was part of this family.
Yep.
This family that's trying very hard to accept Orin, or to let Orin know that he's been accepted, rather. Okay, so after 2-3 hours, Nala, been running in and out of the room to take care of things, comes back. It's story time. I just got a few messages in a row from Sterling Sam, and there's some updates. I have an update for you, Meal, regarding Miranda. And just a few other things that are rather exciting, including a tidbit about Kaelin. Or you might be interested, I'm sure everyone is, but, right. I'm just going to steal this pillow over here, if you don't mind. Just going to fluff up a pillow and kind of sit in a place where she can address everyone.
I'll hand her a plate of donuts.
Oh, these are incredible. We did not have these in Black Rock Landing. She's
Magical food.
All right. So, Emil, as far as Miranda goes, it's become a rather explosive situation. It would seem there's whatever happened there, something cataclysmic happened, as it sounds like you're all, of course, aware of.
Acutely.
Right, but not everybody died. Most of the people, the citizens and such, came back as undead. They're just running rampant in the city. There's buildings on fire, undead running rampant in the streets. However, there was an organization that was apparently already alerted about the danger there. And as she says that, she's using Thieves' Cant, Emil, to address you and to say Sterling Sam sends her thanks for alerting the others. As she's talking about, this other organization that's been alerted to the danger there. So the good news is that this organization, they have a whole special team to deal with hordes of undead. It's scary to think that it happens often enough that they have a team for it, but they do. And they're even able to help return recently undead back to the living sometimes. So I think the city's in good hands. However, it would seem that the mayor and his wife, and he's got through. She doesn't. I guess you probably would have mentioned Wixlee. They have escaped with the two daughters that are remaining. Apparently, we don't know exactly what the mayor was after by doing all that, but whatever he or it sounds like he and his wife were after, they got it, and now they're bolting. So we're going to keep our ears to the ground and try and find out where they're going, what they're up to, and anything we can about them. So she kind of looks at Davania, assuming that you shared sort of like the connection and what's going on there. She would look at Davania. If you didn't, then she'll just kind of continue addressing Emil with that information. So the city will be taken care of. That's the good news. Bad news, Mayor and his wife are on the run with the two daughters. Kaylin news, and she looks kind of over to Orin and points to him, and then addresses everyone, of course, as well. Brewer, who you probably know has been hell bent on finding Kaylin. He's been searching high and low in every lead, and it's just, I mean, I'd say he's a machine, but there's more to him than that. But he's just incredible, non-stop, no rest. Well, he's found Kaylin. He's found her.
Where?
Not too far away, but sort of far away. Thalaria. Oh gosh, anyone from here? This continent, Ephron, or I don't think so.
Or Mia was.
I know, right?
I think Emersina was.
Thalaria. So it's also known as the Sunken Kingdom. It's just east of us. Here, it's a kingdom east, which sounds like a hop and a skip away, but it's called the Sunken Kingdom because some 150 years ago or so, there were there was a whole order of people that were trying to raise Asmodeus here to the Prime, and they failed, thankfully, because we're all still here and alive. But it sunk the whole bloody kingdom well below the surface, the crust of Astralanor. So it's actually a wee bit difficult to get down to, and it's rather hot down there. But it's still a kingdom. I thought
Is
most
it
of
on this plane?
Oh, it is. It's just
okay.
It's not a place where you can teleport into. No one's really been down there. We just assumed it was mostly destroyed. There were some reconnaissance missions over a century ago. Nothing to be found down there. I know scavengers pick at it and such, but apparently this is where Kaylin is. Burwa's found her. He says he believes that there's a way to save her, to separate her from Yathas. Likely coming up. I think at the next. I think it's the next full moon. He said it's about a month away. I think a month to 6 weeks or so. He's thinking. This is what he's discovered. Now, I don't know the means it was sending, and it was just done a few times, and there's only so much information you can reply to with that. But he said that he believes Kaylin's still in there. He's confronted this creature and survived, and so he believes that Kaylin is still in there. And that in order to completely control Kaylin, Yathas has to perform a ritual. A 4-hour ritual that cannot be interrupted or he fails. If we can find a way to bind Kaylin to the Prime and then interrupt this ritual, he'll be banished to wherever it is he goes for anywhere from a day or two up to 4 or 5 days at the most, I think. But it leaves Kaylin behind with us. Verse says that Yathas can come back. He can even come back with his own freshly formed Kaylin body. But our Kaylin will be separate and back with us. Now, I don't know about all of you. I'm sure that you're all very eager. I imagine, anyway. I know that I am. But I can only speak for myself. And I'm been tasked with finding more information about exactly what this ritual is and how to interrupt it, how to bind Kaylin and get some information for you folks. And I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone and the soles of my shoes off if I have to. Kaylin was one of those fine folk, along with Emil. And she kind of look around.
Kaylin is one of those fine folk.
Aye, she was there when I was nothing but a street rat. I'll do all I can. I'm going to give you all the best information that I can find. And there might be some information to find between here and there on your trek, and she'll look at Emil. I know that you have a skill set that I only aim to have, Emil. But there are some places to stop by that you kind of have to go through on your way out there. And if you're willing to stop in and see if you can scrounge up any information on this, I'll add it to my own. And I think she then kind of scans the room. I think we have a chance. I didn't dare dream about it, but I think we have a chance. I think this has all led us here in this moment so that we can be but a kingdom away. We can get there in time. I think we can get there in time.
If anyone looks at R and he has tears kind of coming down his face. That's good news.
It's very good news.
It is. Friends, let's save Kaylin. Hey, let's get her back.
Hey, we were able to save your other friend from the Lich before. We're old hats at this.
That's
we
right.
Got this. we got this.
She's laughing but crying. Right. To Kaylin then. To Kaylin. And she'll scramble around and pick up a little teacup.
I'll pick up a donut.
Ward will braise whatever is nearby in toast.
Nice.
R to Kaylin. To my sister.
To our success to bring her back.
Did you have something, Blueberry? Sorry, I don't want to.
Oh no.
No?
I just-
Okay.
I did. It's fine.
That's for you. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
I like Half Donut's comment. We're all like, please, Dan, no more emotional whammies.
Sorry. Oh my goodness.
It was a good emotional whammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, well,
Hey, that's all right. That's 6 weeks. We can go get our revenge first, and then go get Kaylin.
There we go.
Yeah, 6 weeks in D&D time is like 20
Is it?
sessions,
Another-
30 sessions.
Yeah, it's like
another
it's like
year.
a year. Yeah. We'll go get Kaylin in a year.
Awesome. Nice. It'll probably take 5.5 weeks to get there. Oh my goodness.
Emil had a good point. Which moon, Dan?
Ooh, yeah, either. Just an eclipse. You're actually in a double eclipse now, but it doesn't happen for a few months. I was kind of hoping it could land on that, but unfortunately not.
Well, then it can happen.
I mean, it's D&D. Anything can happen.
Nice. Whew. All right, I guess I'll jump into the schedule here. Oh my gosh. So we have a boatload of heart-wrenching D&D across the week. Especially
This is the most dramatic. Sorry.
Yes. Oh my goodness. You can catch us here all throughout the week, in this 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. time slot for D&D, as you can see in our different campaigns here in the schedule, as well as a Saturday evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Yeah, I said that. So catch that tomorrow's Tower Dreams. Every Tuesday between 2 and 4 p.m. Eastern, we have Dungeon Craft with Steph and Vic, where they work on minis and tower work and stuff for their campaigns. In exciting news, I think I can swing it. I'm going to ask everyone to, all players from all of the campaigns at IDM, start building out their minis for their character on Hero Forge. I think I'm almost ready to switch over to battle map here with a camera setup.
Oh.
I'm thrilled. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Check that out. I'll be sending all of my minis to Stefan. No, just kidding.
Hey, if Hero Forge prints color now,
Ooh,
Yeah, they do.
Yes,
nice.
it's amazing.
you don't even have to paint them.
That's awesome. And then catch, of course, every Friday, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern, Mad Art with Steph. If you're not already a member of our Discord, swing over there and join. We have a boatload of hilarious and fun stuff, but also you can vote on fan art. I mean, geez, just tonight alone. Yeah. And then you can request it and then vote on it to see what Steph draws. All different fan art from across the campaigns.
Does amazing art.
And then Sundays, every Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, perfect Sunday afternoon chill stream. Madbird plays board games, hosted by Vic, where she gets people from across our community and other tabletop communities. Changes every week, as do the games. Usually tabletop simulators used, but sometimes we played Among Us, we played Phasmophobia, Jackbox. Now it's on hiatus for a little bit longer, 2-3 more weeks. I mean, I'm not really sure, so I can't say definitively, but as soon as some hardware issues are taken care of, that'll be back up and running. Yeah, and then we have our Patreon. Let's see, it wasn't Danny tonight. Danny was last week or the other session.
I'm trying to spell it, but Dang, if you're in there, can you give the command? I don't know how to spell Patreon.
Oh no, thanks. It was Old School Nate tonight that came in clutch with his Patreon subscriber die. So if you subscribe here, but on Twitch, but you're I recommend you check out Patreon instead, because we can give you more for the same amount of money. And we get a little more when done through Patreon. Of course, we have a number of different tiers on Patreon to check out too, but even with Patreon as well, you get your subscriber die. Unless you're hardcore like Danny and you're like, I'll subscribe at both places, then you actually get 2 separate die, one for Twitch and one for Patreon. So thank you, Danny. You rock, good sir.
All the dice.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to go raid our friends over at
the role players.
The role players. Amazing people. We're going to go give them a raid. Players, I can't even think of a proper descriptor to cover it. Just an incredibly huge thank you. You are all so incredible and dear to me. Amazing night.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh gosh, no, I'm just here for the popcorn and tears. My tears to add salt to my popcorn. And viewers, thank you for always being with us. We're on episode 138. You're here. You make it happen. Thank you. Let's go say hi to our friends, role players. We like to do a call Madbird raid to get that marketing out there. Have a great night, everyone. We'll catch you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.